Hi, this video is a part of data visualization with Python playlist. In this video, I'll explain drawing of customized pie chart using Matplotlib. This notebook contains different types of visualization, but we are interested in customized pie chart using Matplotlib. The first thing that we'll be doing is loading this Canada dataset. This data frame contains immigration information for different countries between 1980 to 2013 towards Canada. The first step is to remove the unnecessary columns and then rename different columns so that then the column names are intuitive. This odd name is country because this odd name column contains the names of the country. Area name contains the name of the continent, and this reg name is actually region. Okay, then what we'll do is we'll map all the columns to type string. So this is converting the type of columns to string. Then we'll set the country as an index. So this country is set in as an index. Then we'll find out the total number of immigrants from each of the country by summing along first axis all of these values between 1980 to 2013. Okay, once we have done that, then what we'll do is because we are interested in finding out the immigration in a specific year from a specific continent. So we will group all the countries in the continent. So that's why we'll group by continent, and we will sum the values for all the countries within same continent. So for each of the continent, we have the immigration for each of the year. So in 1980, the immigrants towards Canada from Africa were 3,951, and from Asia it was 31,000, and from Europe it was 39,000. So we could see this total number of immigrants from Africa, Asia, Europe towards Canada. Now comes the visualization part. What are those color list and explode list? I'll explain it but before that, let me explain this plot function. This plot function is basically a function for of this data frame, and it is internally using Matplotlib functionalities. This kind contains the type of plot that we want to draw, whether it be scatter plot, line plot, or histogram. So we want in this case a pie chart, and the figure size is 12,4. So this whole figure is of size 12,4. Then this auto percent is basically representing the values for each of the slice of the pie chart. So this 15.0%, this 0.7%, 3.3%, 9.7%, all of these values is actually represented by this auto percent. What we are saying here is that these values should be truncated to single decimal place. So these are float values, and they are truncated to 1 decimal place. Then what we are saying is that the start angle should be 90 degree. So the values will start from this first 90 degree, and then the shadow is true. It means we could see the shadow of this pie chart. And then this labels, we don't want any X label or Y label for the pie chart. Consider, just let me show you, this is what we call the X labels and the Y label, number of immigrants and years, and all of these are X tick marks and Y tick marks. We don't want these things. So for that reason, we are saying that we do not need any label, and this percent distance is actually representing this area, this text starting point. So if the edge of the slice is considered to be at distance 1 from the center, then 1.12 means that we want to write this 15.0% for this yellow slice little further away from the edge of this yellow slice. And the same goes for this green slice, this blue slice, this red slice, and this other green slice. So the distance from the center to this edge is basically 1, and we want percent distance to be 1.12. So we want this text to be that much farther away from the edge. This is 0.12%, so this is like just 12% further away from the edge. Okay, then what we'll do is we'll give this color list for each of the this is for each of the continent. So for gold is for this Africa, and then yellow, green, light coral, light sky blue, light green, and pink. These colors, once given to each of the continent, then what we'll do is we'll give this explode list. Explode list contains what we say about breaking the slice from that pie. So this yellow has been exploded most, and this Oceania, this Asia and Oceania both are exploded somehow. So this explosion is actually represented here. So this 0 means do not explode this slice, and 0.1 means explode it and explode it to 10%. This is like 0.5, this is like 5%, and this is like exploding 15%. If you look at it, this is what is shown here. this explosion. When we are saying that it has been exploded, it means this slice is separated out from this pie. This is explosion, this separation of yellow slice and all the other slices with the ratio that we have given here. Okay, now let me repeat it. We have this kind pi, figure size, auto% for these values, for this truncation of the values. Then we have start angle from where we want to start this drawing. And then what we want is this shadow to be true. Then labels is none. We don't want any labels. And percent distance is where we want to start writing these percent values. Then the color list and then the explode list. This plot function internally is taking internally is inferring the values from this data frame, and this data frame basically contains the information for 2013, for this last column 2013, and for each of the continent. So what will happen is that it will internally look at the total number of continents, and for each of the continent it will find out the percent of immigrations, and then it will draw it on the pie automatically using Matplotlib functionality. Once done, then we add the title to it, and the title is added at a position of usual x, but y is 1.12 because we want it even further away from this pie. So that's why we have added this 1.12 here. Then we want axis to be equal, and we add the legend. This is what we call legend, and the legends are the label for each of the legend is taken from the index of this data frame, which is Africa, Asia, Europe, Latin America. Okay, Latin America and the Caribbean, and again Northern America and Oceania. Then the location of these legend is upper left. That is what we can see, and the font size for writing it is 12. Then we use the final show function for this plotting, for this visualization. I hope so this makes sense.